Let's go. I'll let everybody jump on. Give it a second. Let it marinate. You know what it is. Let's go live on everything. Let's go. What's up? Oh, perfect and imperfect. What's the deal? Let me get the tap. Y'all get the tap. Get the tapping if you're on TikTok. Y'all know what to do. Get the likes up so we can get the algorithm going. All right. There we go. Live on Instagram. Let's go. Let's go. We're about to get it in 1 second. What's up, Facebook? YouTube. All right. Couple more seconds. I'm gonna do the drop though for y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, homies and homettes, children, babies, creatures of all kinds, what it do, what it do. Welcome to another Man vs. the Machine. Let's get it popping. It is Toxic Tuesday. So we are Toxic Tuesday Valentine's Day edition. So it's like a lot of things in one. That being said, so we are going to kick it on the Valentine's Day stuff, but we are definitely toxic with it. So if you're not familiar with the Toxic Tuesdays, this is where I talk about issues or toxic topics that I've seen on the internet, seeing that's trending or whatever. So we'll get those in here too. Like I said, if you just join, make sure y'all tap the screen. It not only brings people attention to here, it gives you interaction. So the algorithm will help your page get attention too. So gives you points, brings people to the page so they can view this one and they can come view yours. Does everything. It makes the system work for everybody. Just happen. It's free. Don't cost nothing. Y'all want to send gifts, y'all can do that. Like I said, I'm just giving TikTok a little bit longer to let people know. Same thing with Instagram. And then we're going to get to it because we live on here too, on everything else. Let me get with it. So, the toxic topic that we saw today was our Valentine's Day female freak-offs. It's Valentine's Day female freak-offs. Good question. It's a good question. Ready to go into this? Yeah, I think so. Our Valentine's Day female freak-offs. You know what a Valentine's Day is? That's where all the single ladies or ladies get together and have a Valentine's Day celebration. I'm going to be real toxic on this subject. I feel like on the Toxic Tuesdays, I don't be toxic enough. So I'm going to be toxic on this one. You might get offended. You might not. I don't care. We're going to talk about it. So I feel if you have a Valentine's Day party, ladies, I think y'all should invite Cardi B. Y'all should invite Cardi B because she's again single. She's again single. Y'all hyped her up to deal with Stefon Diggs and his, I don't know, I done lost track of how many babies he had this year. Y'all hyped her up like that was the move. We ain't got to get into the details with the Offset and the divorce stuff and everything. Y'all should have just told her to go find and heal herself. Y'all told her to hop on Stefon's everywhere ping pong, and now he's played her again. It seems like it's shocking to some of y'all females that that's what happened. Most of the men, no, it's not shocking to us that that's what happened to her. But yeah, so if you have a Valentine's Day, y'all should have a celebrity guest and it should be Cardi B. She needs to go to a Valentine's Day now too, because she didn't got sponsored through the So, Valentine's Day. If y'all just joining, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'll be letting this run so long because people be jumping on at the last hour, but I'm not doing another 3-hour Man vs. Machine today. I'm not gonna do it. Make sure y'all share the live. Invite more friends because it's about to get good out here. We about to go in a little bit more. So get a little more people in before I get going on this. So yeah, if you have Valentine's Day is what, Friday? Friday is Valentine's Day. So yeah, if you got a Valentine's Day party where all the single ladies, y'all getting together because y'all ain't got no man, or even the ones with men, I guess they man ain't good enough. But you got to go to a Valentine's Day instead of out for Valentine's Day. Or maybe you do both. Who knows? Make sure you invite Cardi B. She needs some love. She needs a shoulder to cry on. She needs her fans. So give her the bad advice y'all was giving her and let her be great again. I'm sure she will. Y'all find somebody else to ponder off on. So, Valentine's Day. The subject that I saw that had me tickled pink was our Valentine's Day secret freak offs for females. I'm going to have to say yes and no. Here on Man vs. Machine, we tell truthful stories. We do not mention names, though. We are not Chuck E. Cheese and individuals. I have some friends. I call them associates and friends because that's what we are. When I see them, it's all love, hang out, have some drinks, dance, party, talk the shit. They generally care about me, and I care about them. And they are your definition of baddies, right? It's a whole group of them. And I know different groups of these type of girls, and then I see the different girls on social media with this Valentine's Day celebration, right? What is Valentine's Day? Again, we'll define that. It's a new thing, a new-ish thing, where ladies are getting together as groups, getting their pajamas or dress up, and they go out and have a girls' night out to celebrate Valentine's Day. They give each other gifts and everything like this, right? On one side, you have the ladies who say it's just us, we don't need a man. Some of them say it's just us hanging out as ladies and partying, having a good time, whatever. Men on the other side, we view it more as all the shit that's anti-man, anti-relationship throughout the year is caught up with y'all. And so, as fine as y'all is, single as y'all is, the time of year where y'all wanted to have somebody and y'all don't got nobody. So, you've created this new concept and where y'all go out with the girls and just have a good time, so to be, or stay in and have a good time and do all this, right? From a female perspective, or from a male perspective, let's go to male perspective. It just shows a lack of accountability from us to y'all. Instead of being like, dang, everything that the system, the machine, the Cardi B's, at one point, the Gorillas, and Megan Thee Stallions, the Hot Girl Summers, and the Fuck Nigga Freeze, and all these other songs that they've indoctrinated and y'all were cheerleaders for, have caught up with y'all on the time of the year where y'all really want to be loved. And instead of being like, hey, damn, you know what? My thought process about my beauty being the lead point of my life has got me fucked, but not cuffed. And if it is cuffed, it's cuffed with somebody that I'm just tolerating and not really wanting to be with. All right? How do I know this? From seeing a lot of these, and whether you want to admit it or not, this is where we get to the accountability thing. From seeing a lot of these things, the females that I see that are in happy relationships, helpful relationships, throughout the year, not just Valentine's Day, I don't see them doing and participating in Valentine's Day. Now, I see some women that are in relationships And I'm just going by the ones I know that I can personally say, I know you. I know who you go with. I know this and that. So I've even seen some females that are in relationships, right? But the ones I know that are in relationships, they're in toxic relationships and that attend these Valentine's Day events, right? I know people that um, men are abusive to them. I know there are some females that are abusive to their men, verbally and physically. And I know some women that I know that have attended these just from me viewing this shit that they be posting in their stories that are abusive together. The man and the woman are both abusive and toxic to each other in the relationships. Some physically and mentally. So I haven't seen it yet. Maybe it is. I haven't seen anybody that I know that is in a healthy relationship participating in these Valentine's Day. I've even seen women speak about this that are in healthful relationships, right? Y'all can tell me in anytime y'all want to chime in, tell me if I'm wrong. So the question was, are Valentine's Day female freak offs? I can't say every single one is, but I believe this is my second or third year paying attention to this philosophy. For sure, I know some of them are, and I can't say all of them because some of the people that I know that have attended them, I may be wrong, but I haven't seen them give me the they like women too on the down low vibe or the upscale vibe. Now, if I was a betting man, I would believe the biggest benefactor of Valentine's Day would be lesbian women. They should benefit the most from that. And before it was a name attached to it, I knew girls that were lesbian that do these type of parties, right? So I would think they would be the benefactors of this because they want to take girls that walk the fence away from men anyway. So it's a clever tactic, right? So an accountability aspect, to me and most men, Valentine's Day is something that women created, the so-called baddies that have been indoctrinated with this methodology that fuck nigga free, don't need nobody, I can smash as many dudes as I want to, I don't need a man, I'm a player, I'm a boss lady, I got niggas and this and that. They listen to the albums, they see the movies, and they believe this is going to be the best route for them. And then Valentine's come around and they don't want to be lonely. But their actions throughout the year have created them being single. So instead of being lonely and sad like you used to see, and I'm not getting no man, no gift, and I ain't got nobody, I don't care, I'll be by myself, blah, blah, blah. They created this Valentine's Day. And so just like the hot girl summer movement and the fuck nigga free and all these other things, this Valentine's Day thing is taking storm, right? So now that it's one of the most popular things that I've seen the last couple of days. I haven't really seen anybody take anybody out except one of my homeboys took his girl out early because he had something to do. This weekend that was important that he couldn't miss, so he took his girlfriend out, and it was a big thing. Other than that, all I seen was Valentine's Day celebration. Now, to say that, none of the things that I've seen projected, right? I haven't seen any mediocre women really participating in this. Posted. Not saying there aren't. I've really only seen the baddies. Now, the women that I know, especially in this city, they are 8 and 10s or better looking females, right? However, they all are smash and dash. I'll put it like that. I just told y'all that we are, the ones I know, we tight. We cool. Casual, cordial. When I see them out, or I see them somewhere, hug, blah, blah, blah. If I was on that type of time, though, right? If I was on that type of time, and as bad as they are, right? I've never looked at any of them even when I was on that time, like, this is somebody that I would want to marry, or this is somebody that I would want to cuff. Some of them, when I see them out with dudes, other dudes laugh at this man for men for putting in that type of time. Why is that? Because the reputation of some of these females, right? So I think if I was to say, I don't know if Valentine's Day is a completely, if that was just a question, of female sexcapade with each other. I do know those things have happened at these type of parties. And like I said, if I was a betting man, I would think that girls that like girls, officially, this would be a good trap for them to get the things that they desire, right? So as a man, if I was like trying to get all the girls, and especially in the one spot, and especially into a freak off situation, and I would think that because all the lesbian girls I know are very smart, and we talk too, we kick it just like I kick it with some of my homeboys. They be on the same type of time we be on, so I would think this is a great opportunity for them to bag some of the girls that may be off limits to them for other parts of the year. So I'm gonna go ahead and say a lot of these, maybe not a lot. We're gonna say some of these Valentine's Day affairs are freakos. What I do know is a lot of girls like girls. I'm not here to judge. This is not the normal man versus machine where I call people out for stuff. We're just gonna call it what it is about the accountability thing. Accountability thing, yes, I believe for sure that this Valentine's Day thing that they're creating is another way for them to hold themselves not accountable for the way they act throughout the year. And instead of being lonely because of how they act throughout the year, and nobody really wants to wife them, and they don't have a significant person that they want to really be with, either it's not that they can't be with anybody, because like I told you, the majority of the women I've seen and the ones I know that participate in this are very, very, very attractive women. However, throughout the year, there's no way but their actions that they don't have a man, right? And I just told you some of the ones I know, dudes I know, when we see them out with somebody that may not know their reputation, or somebody that is somebody that doesn't care, or it's a simp, or those things, when we see them out, as fine as they are, we're like, he cuffing that? Because we know those are smash and dashes. But they're beautiful. Maybe they can go to another city and find it. But I don't think they really care, because they enjoy the lifestyle of being female players, female pimps. But the emotional side of them gets them caught up when it's this time of year, that instead of being lonely, and we all remember in the past when people were lonely, or they broke up with their boyfriends or whatever, or however that goes, that they would be like, oh, I ain't got nobody for Valentine's Day. Then you had the singles parties and red light, green light parties. You don't know what red light, green light parties is. I used to do those. I used to love those. I didn't create it. But red mean you had a man or a woman. Yellow mean that you was in a situationship or an entanglement. And green meant you were single. And we used to have those parties for the single people. Now, it's this Valentine's Day thing again. It's the fuck nigga free, hot girl summer, I don't need a man type movement. Why? Because you don't see any men at these parties. You see a bunch of baddies together in a room, hotel, house, and they're just doing their thing by themselves. So the question that was brought up, because this is Toxic Tuesdays again, the question that was brought up was, are the Valentine's Day just female freak-offs? Some I for sure know that's what happened. How do I know these things? Again, this is man versus machine, so I will never say any names. I have inside information. Very, very good inside information on these things. Some of the girls I know, some of the bad guys, are bold enough to say it, because they like girls too, but they like guys. But, so we have these conversations because being a promoter, I have a unique perspective of what goes on in different types of events, venues, and setups, and like that. And so when you become friends with people, there's certain information that they give you in just casual conversation and talk. Some of the gifts I've seen at these Galentine, the strawberry lemonade Kool-Aid, please believe me. At these events, I don't really want to say specifically. I've seen some socks that said "Giddy up, sluts." I've seen things that I like cooch over some things. I've seen some things that were some of these gifts, right, that still portray the hot girl summer, because the titles and some of the branding on these fits are belittling and have the same mindset as these slogans and these titles that the machine, the Matrix, the principalities of wickedness in high places want them to be. So, like I said, the socks with the giddy up slut. One of the shirts said I'm a prostitute. Just things like that. You giving your friends. Just imagine me giving my homeboy, right? Say we had a party, we had an event. Some sweetest day. Sweetest day is for the guys. That's what we can agree on that right now. Say guys, all the single guys got together. Y'all would think we was weird as hell. And we just started hanging out by ourselves as men, right? As men together with no chicks on sweetest day. Y'all think we was you think we was fruit bags? I guess it's safe to say what I want to say now that Trump is president. I might not get canceled. Yeah, I think it's safe to say what I want to say. So if a bunch of guys hung out, right, and we had a party, and it's just all hard legs, right? And we didn't invite any women. Y'all couldn't come, right? Because it's Gaius Day, because we're going to call it Sweetest Day, but it's Gaius Day because we don't have any girlfriends. No one thinks we're worth taking out, right? So we go together. just me even saying it out loud is funny to me, because I can't even see that happening, right? Even if dudes was a little zesty undercover, I can't see them putting themselves into a spot where other men would be like, "Oh, y'all, something wrong with y'all." So if men did it, women themselves would ridicule this idea, like, "Oh, y'all just coming up with y'all own." Just when I remember when Sweetest Day came out, or back in the day, right, when they started coming up with the Sweetest Day thing, and then they decided it was for the guys. Women was up in arms about Sweetest Day being for the guys. Women were up in arms. "Oh, you blah blah blah. Y'all just want to be like us," and all these other things that because of Sweetest Day, right? So imagine, right, if guys couldn't get a sweetie on Sweetest Day, and we got together and we called it Guysy Day. Oh man. Oh my gosh, bro. I couldn't even imagine the ridicule of some dudes that went and did this. All right. We call it Guys' Day. Women weren't particularly invited. And we sat around and we gave each other gifts because we were single and we didn't have any women give us gifts. You would think something was wrong with the other room. However, you would understand it was some indoctrination. You'd be like, "Oh, okay, these dudes are zesty and they just want to do this because they really ain't after no women." Or you'd be like, "What's wrong with these guys?" Especially if there was high caliber men, right? Attractive, handsome guys, had something going on for themselves. They weren't no bum ASS type guys, right? They were some high value men. But they might not have liked what they seen on the market. We might got tired of this FNF movement. We might got tired of this hot girls. So we just catch it and release. But it's Sweetest Day now. And Sweetest Day, we don't have no sweeties. So we just come together and we call it Guysy's Day. Right? You would think something was wrong with them. But since it's females, it's okay. No one's going to accept the fact, like, it's an accountability thing. Why are y'all single? If you're so fine, right? And we talked about this stuff today. If you're so fine, you got your things, your stuff in order. Why isn't only people want to smash you or you can't get the type of man that you want to really commit to you. So you have to go as far as make a day or an event for a day that's supposed to be about couples and make it in a day that you totally try to divert it away from what the reality is and just make it F&F day, hot girl summer day, in the middle of the winter on Valentine's Day. No one wants to have that conversation, do they? Why? Because it's the truth. And it shows, again, what I've been trying to say on this Valentine's Day special. And this one, because it's Toxic Tuesdays, on Toxic Thursdays, and that's the day before Valentine's Day, I'll pick a topic for Toxic Thursday for the guys. Because this one just really focuses on the women. So I'm going to give y'all a reprieve on Thursday. I'm going to come for the guys. But today, I'm coming for y'all, ladies. This is the angle where I'm trying to tell y'all that the machine, principalities of wickedness in high places, the system, doesn't want y'all to understand that the value of you being a wife, a real girlfriend, or a valued woman in a man's life beyond your looks, beyond being a trophy and truly being a prize, is a lot deeper than your looks. Like I said, if you go on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and you just search Galentine's, right? You're going to see highly attractive women, right? And you're going to hear highly attractive women, if you click on the stories or click on the links to the reels to hear what they're talking about. They're all operating in a system, basically without a man, but they're all high value women, right? Looking, right? So, this is where the trick comes in, where I keep telling y'all, the system, you see Cardi just to find a piece of a man, right? A piece of a man. Oh, he made me feel some kind of way. What she really was feeling was she was in her emotions because she never had time to heal from the separation with her and Offset. So this guy and her fans set her up and herself and her own thinking, but I don't think she thinks too high level anyway. Put her in a situation where she looks stupid again and egg on her face. And the flying monkeys will try to spin this to try to make her save face somehow. Oh, even 50 Cent, he threw y'all a bone today. Stefan lost the Super Bowl and lost this lady at the same time. He didn't lose his lady, 50. You're an idiot if you thought that. He already had other bitches at the Super Bowl. So he didn't lose his lady. He didn't even care because he had someone at the game with his parents, right? And then he had his other baby mama. But he didn't lose anything, right? What he did lose is time, money, and he's going to lose a lot more money because the way he's been living his life the past year or so, or plus, or whatever, how long he's been doing his behaviors before it was brought to the spotlight. No one ever cared about who Stefan was screwing or dating or anything into the Cardi situation, right? But she was misled by an indoctrination that your beauty, to lead with your beauty, and it cost her. So now she should be at one of y'all's Valentine's Day events. She really should. She should be the special guest to all these Valentine's Day events with the egg on her face. Because that's what's leading. So as I was saying, when you click on these reels and you click on these stories and you see the Valentine's Day, you're not really seeing any females under an 8. Now, I don't know if there's an algorithm doing that or whatever, but you're seeing some baddies, right? And I use the term baddies because y'all think that's so valuable, being a baddie, right? But all you're seeing is baddies lonely. And instead of holding themselves accountable, they created another space for them to avoid the truth, which is my looks aren't getting me where I really want to be. Unless you being single and being a female player is what you really want to do. Unless you don't want to be in a valuable relationship or a meaningful relationship, then more power to you. Some of my friends, people that I know that are females that are doing this, I just told y'all at the beginning, some of them will tell you they don't want to, but I know the majority of their groups that I see them in want to be in high value relationships, However, leading, what's up, hey boss? Leading with their appearance is not getting them there. So they had to create, instead of holding themselves accountable, why don't I have a man if I'm this pretty? Why don't I have a man if I'm this beautiful? And why don't I have a man? I have a good job and I'm beautiful, yet I don't have a man. I got a lot of bodies, but I ain't got no body. I love that song by Routine. Got a whole lot of bodies, still ain't got nobody. Whole lot of bodies and still ain't got nobody. This is going to shake the core. I feel like Kevin Samuels sitting here saying this to you because it's the absolute truth. But y'all choose not to accept it. So what I see with this Valentine's Day thing is y'all would rather create another movement, another wave, right? And instead of accept, knowing that somewhere in your heart of hearts, deep down in there, you have to know that as fine as you look, that's not going to be how fine you are forever, right? I remember, and I can't say this name, when I was starting my career out at Ford, it was this one girl, Silo Drive, and another girl that was in the union, was the finest two girls in the whole plant, right? They're now in their 50s and 60s. They're still beautiful women, right? But they're not how they were in their 30s, where everybody's like, oh, when they walk in the room, it's like, they had dudes on them back in the day, right? Now, when they're in their 50s and their 60s, and it started sometimes earlier than their 50s and 60s, I'm sure, but they were it. They were it. Now, mind you, in the Ford plant, it's 1,200, 1,400 people. So out of these people, if you took a census, the majority of the men, if not all of them, is going to tell you these are the two baddest women in the planet. They just caught up with them. They are beautiful for their age. But no one's going to sit here if a 21, 25, 27, 28, 29, if I'm young, going to be like, oh, I want that over that. Now, this is just appearance-wise, right? So, knowing this, in your heart of hearts, even if you make this Valentine's Day a wave, and it becomes this big thing, eventually, this shit's gonna catch up with you. Because still, you haven't taken into thought the accountability. If I look this good, and I have these things going on, and I say I'm a baddie, and I'm a boss, and I'm all these things, why am I sitting here with a bunch of females on a day where I'm supposed to be out on a date with somebody, my significant other? I'm in a room full of baddies. We giving out gifts that belittle us and put us in a realm that's not qualifying us as a wife, girlfriend, or anything. It's making it seem like a low level. And I'm just talking about the gifts that I see. I see sex toys handed out, all types of things in these events, right? So this is where people wonder if these are female freak-offs, right? But the whole, and I know this could go over a lot of people's heads, the whole thing about this is the machine, is the agenda. One of the things that real women do is self-evaluate, self-reflect. Real men, you have to self-evaluate. A man's not a real man if he can't look at himself in the mirror, come to Kosu when he's doing something wrong. That leads to destruction, self-destruction, right? So as bad as these chicks are, as bad as the two I told y'all was, right? In a plant of 1,200 people, if you get the dudes, how do I know if you get the dudes? Because this is what we talk about as guys when I was in my early 20s, my 24, 25, 26, what we talk about. Any job you go on, and I'm pretty sure women, y'all probably talk about it too. It's the finest dude on the job. It's the finest dude on the planet, right? So when we get together, me in the gym, at work, or wherever we at, and we talk about, or they drive by on the high-low, or such and such come by doing the union thing, we're like, dang, she the coldest one in the planet. We get talking about the consensus, who the coldest people is, he was the top two. If you walk into a plant right now, nothing's changed but their age, and they've aged with appearance. If you walk into the plant right now, and they're still there, No one's going to sit here and say such and such is the top 2 finest women in the planet. What happened? They aged. They aged out, right? Not just because right now, but I'm sure gradually over the years they fell down that pedestal. New faces, better looking women. You know what I'm saying? So that if you're leading with that, and you think that's what's, you're not gonna win. I'm just gonna say it, ladies. You're not gonna win thinking that your looks is everything. You have to have more if you want more. Now, if you just want to be a baddie boss bitch and got all the dudes, but never have nobody for you, and I know that's not what y'all want because when y'all sad, because I know some real baddies that's actually doing the show, and I really know them, and I really had a conversation with this, but I can't say any names, and they were sad before they was even on the show. They were sad about their lifestyle. I don't want to be what I'm doing, and it was far out what they was doing. It's our first conversation we ever had. I was like, wow, really? But I respect you because you told me what you do up front. Now I know what it is. And literally on the show. So, but they didn't want that for themselves. And I see when they get in their feelings, they post certain things. Now they'll whoop your ass on the show and talk all this, this, and that, and they be out doing this and this, but in their heart of hearts, they want somebody to love them for real, right? That conversation happened 2 years ago, and their actions haven't shown anything, right? So the indoctrination for the machine, for y'all ladies, is to make y'all lead with y'all looks, right? But don't have any substance behind it. So then you have to make up something like a Valentine's Day to justify every other 364 days of the year where you portrayed yourself as something that wasn't worth wifing to the type of man. Now, there's certain dudes that will wife you. Simps will wife you just because of your looks, right? Low value men will wife you just because of your looks. And I'm talking about not just the full wife, but the girlfriend, boyfriend thing. Some men, and I say low value, I've done this at the time. Some of my actions have been like low value, where I talk to somebody just to get something. You know what I'm saying? And it really doesn't take that long. You know, or some people you just become cool with. But if you're leading, and I'm not talking, this is not to the women that have a higher standard and y'all single, right? Because I don't even see y'all on this. That's what I'm saying. It's the single women, the ladies I know that are in valuable relationships, I don't see them participating in this. I see people I know that are in relationships that are toxic participating in this shit, right? But and I know single women that I know that hold themselves to a higher standard. I don't see them participating in this shit. So what does that tell me? Girls not just girls. Well, you trying to justify you being out celebrating an event that is meant for couples, and you're out having to amass the rest of your friends that are rolling on the ideology of FNF, Hot Girl Summer, and all these other things that they put into your mind to make you think that's valuable. Parading this Stefan Diggs and Cardi B thing in your face until it blows up in your face, and then you try to spin job that. She's winning. She's the victim. She's not the victim. She made her choices, right? She's not the victim of anything. He never hid anything from her. It's not like he was sneaking behind her back and doing this. This is childhood number 6, 7. So no, she's not a victim. She's a fool. So, but you guys will spin it, just like you will spin this. You're spinning this that we just a bunch of baddies. We hanging out because we don't need no niggas. But you're doing that because you're hurt. You're giving. You would rather have a man of value that you hold a value in your life giving you the gifts, but you don't have one. You might got a lot of dudes that you fuck with, that you sleep with, that you get stuff from, and that you hang out with or do whatever, but you don't have nobody that you hold a value and they hold you a value because your value is only your appearance. That's it. And your punani. That's all you got. So you have to come up with these fake scenarios where it makes it seem like y'all winning, and you're really not. You went into the same fools, the same people that you've been winning to on the 364. But the people, the life and the people that you want to manifest, you're not fooling us. You're not fooling high value men, right? You're not fooling the guy that you really want in your hearts, right? And see, this is where I tell you simps and how y'all get played. And where it really don't even be about money. The system has y'all thinking that, right? The system thinks, I gotta take. But the real you, if you really dug the guy, you will deal with a bum because you have been. You have been. The real guy that they really like don't have to do stuff that you simps do. I promise you they don't. I told you, I seen rich dudes, NBA dudes, NFL dudes, doctors, whatever, millionaires, get cheated on by people that don't have nothing. Matter of fact, they take the money from the rich guy and give it to the poor guy. But he don't know what to do with it, so he messed it up too. So it's not about that. So if those ladies in the Galentine's Day had a person that they valued, right? Whether he was rich or not, he was poor or not, but they really value because it wouldn't matter to y'all if y'all really value, because when you really value somebody, you're going to get on they wave, right? I done seen girls let a dude crash them out. They had stuff, and the dude took them down through there. Just like I done seen it both ways, right? But we're talking about, no, why y'all have this Galentine's Day. So some of these Galentine's Day, yeah, they freak offs. All of them, nah. But what all of them really are is women that won't hold themselves accountable to the fact that the ideology that they signed up with, aligned themselves with, aligned their thinking with, has them single in their heart of hearts, deep down somewhere. Most of them, 95% of them, want somebody. But your heart is hard. Your mind is callous. Your eyes are blind to the fact that what you're doing is not going to really get you there. You can get chose by somebody, but it's not going to be the right body. Right? It's how you can have all these bodies and still not got no body. Man versus machine, y'all. Peace up. Y'all thought this was going to be a long one. It's definitely not. 45 minutes, we're going out. So, tomorrow we'll get back to it. Not on the Valentine's Day. No, Thursday. We'll get back to it. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Okay, so yeah. Thursday we'll get back to it. Toxic. Too toxic Thursday. And I'll pick a topic, a Valentine's Day topic. Ladies, if y'all want to chime in, y'all want me to I'm going to get on the men ass. I got on y'all today. I'm going to get on the men on Thursday, right? What do y'all want me to talk about? That y'all want me to bring to the forefront on men? Y'all want me to just pick some random? I'll pick some random. Or what's trending for men that Valentine's Day is approaching. We can talk about the fact of having multiple people. Men do this, women do this too. But having multiple people that you got to buy gifts for on Valentine's Day. How about we do that? I'm a turncoat on the fellas. I'm going to become the ops to the fellas. And too toxic Thursday, because Thursday got to be more toxic than Tuesday. I think that's highly toxic. I'm going to talk about ninjas, fellas with more than one girl that they got to satisfy for this holiday of Valentine's Day. That's going to be the toxic one. And then we will get back on track after that. Man versus Machine, like I said, I appreciate y'all. I'll like, share, subscribe if you haven't. Make sure y'all tell people about Thursday. It's going down for sure.